Now, I will stop and say, whether that man was Mr. R, I don't know, because she never told us that. But then she told us there are things I can never say, I can never tell, because I swore, that I wouldn't tell, some of the stuff that he told me. I'll tell you, as soon as they got through talking, she left that church, my mentor did, and it devastated her. Not too long after the things that Mr. R shared with her and swore her to secrecy to, she had a stroke. I always...
Now, guys, before I do begin, let me just remind you about what the Bible says. It says, touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. Don't also bear false witness. And so I don't have any evidence about what I'm about to say. I mean, in terms of the audio you're about to listen, and particularly about this conversation. So I just feel uncomfortable about it. But like I've said, this is going to be an interesting expose, because Serena Williams Jakes, I beg your pardon, who happens to be the wife to Bishop T.D. Jakes, apparently has been fingered out in another explosive, I should say, content. Now, this time, one lady who seemed to have worked with the church says that one mentor, who apparently she was trying to gain some mentorship from, told her something very interesting. And then in that, she was told that Serena Williams apparently knew about, in fact, since day one, has known about the sexuality of Bishop T.D. Jakes. She goes on to say that the child, about 3 kids that these two, I'm talking about Serena Jakes and Bishop T.D. Jakes have in their relationship, 3 of them aren't theirs. And that due to poverty, Serena Williams apparently has been used as a cover-up in their relationship. Now, we're going to play you the audio very shortly, but like guys, I've said from day one, I feel this issue is just being sensationalized and people are just getting so personal with this, man. It's quite unfortunate that, he's a man of God and he cannot defend himself vividly or vivaciously, let me just say, as maybe an ordinary person would listen to. So let us just quickly listen to some excerpts about what this lady is talking about, indicting, the wife of Bishop T.D. Jakes. We come back and, of course, broaden the conversation. Do take a listen at this.
Anything I share here, I'm not worried about being sued. And just to be sure that anyone listening understands that, I will be giving the first initial of names, okay? There are people talking who are just sharing rumors, but not all of us are sharing rumors, okay? I had a mentor from 1999 to 2000. She was my mentor. Mr. R, okay, his first name started with an R, so Mr. R used to be a boarder in her home. Now, my mentor told me Mr. R is gay, and his wife knows he's gay. Mr. R was a part of the ministerial staff. He became a minister, and he was very close to T.D. Jakes, okay? And she said he told her that, he was going to share some things with her that she could never tell anybody. And so later on, she tells me and a few other people that he did come. They had set up a time and date for him to come to our house. He came and he talked with her for several hours, just divulging stuff, behind the scenes ministry stuff. And she told us some things I can never tell y'all, but what he did tell her was that T.D. Jakes was gay, and that T.D. Jakes had a relationship with a man. Now, I will stop and say, whether that man was Mr. R, I don't know, because she never told us that.
Yes, and so quickly, I don't know how true this is, but there seemed to be a latest audio that seemed to be circulating, indicting Serena Jakes in this conversation. Now, I've said earlier, I don't want to talk about Bishop T.D. Jakes because I don't want to lead myself into temptation. I don't have evidence about any of this, and I feel it's weird. The last time I think we did a story about T.D. Jakes, people were saying that why am I not talking so much about T.D. Jakes, unlike what I did to, Diddy. Now, this is it. Call me hypocrite. I'll accept it. This is a very delicate issue about someone who is being alleged, and there's no substantive evidence backing this. It is just rumors here saying, and it could be an AI-generated visuals that we may have not noticed. In fact, this is why I get, to draw the line when I'm talking about TD, just because, The alleged bottom, bottom power bottom tag that and pictures that circulated between TD Jakes and Diddy, it could be, I'm not saying it is, it could be AI generated. And looking at the status of this man, why now? That is my problem. And if anyone who happens to have had any affair with TD Jakes has any evidence, why is this, or why are they not coming up with it? So far, we haven't seen or heard anyone stepping out with evidence enough. All the things that pop up day in, day out are just speculations, assumptions, purported this and that. And I think it's super weird. Unlike Diddy, which Cassie and other ladies themselves have brought evidence backing all their claims, and people also coming up with hardcore evidence. So I cannot talk so much about TD Jakes because I do not have evidence to talk about. That's why maybe I get a bit biased when I'm talking about TD Jakes. That's the basic about TD Jakes' side and Diddy's side. So just note why I sometimes have to refrain from talking about TD Jakes in a certain way. But could this audio be true? And honestly, I've said, touch not my anointed, the Bible says it. Do my prophet no harm, the Bible has said it. Do not bear false witness, the Bible has preached about it. I am a devoted Christian, and like I've said, call me a hypocrite, I'll accept it. I don't have evidence about it. And if anything at all about this audio should, still be accepted, talking about Rita Williams, who allegedly knew about Bishop T.D. Jakes' gay status, and even the speculations about their 3 kids not officially being their biological kids. What is the big deal about it? In fact, if she's happily married and knows about the condition about their marriage, I don't think we should worry about it. Well, we'll leave it to you to judge and see exactly what you think about it, please.
Children and the whole world. He has been grossly unfaithful to me. Gross unfaithfulness of the kind I can no longer forgive. I take my hand off him and I reject him just like Saul. He will go down in a wave of scandals and impropriety that will rock his church to the foundations. He is a pedophile and he is gay. He is homosexual and he is not interested in women. I will expose the scandals with boys and youths, and I will bring out all the details so that people can know who their beloved bishop really is. Celestial, there is a difference between a boy and a youth. A boy is too small to understand or even give sexual consent. You should never touch a boy sexually. It is not his time. A boy is to be pure and set apart for his day of covenant to his wife.